anyway, let's just settle into our meditation posture. The feet flat on the floor, your legs into your ankles. Just feel the weight. And particularly when there's something like this and you're personally involved, it can take your head a little bit out. So it can be a little bit ungrounding, particularly when we don't know what's happening and we're not there, so we can't talk to people, we can't, perceive that we're being of help. So it's really good to try and remain grounded. Shoulders are aligned with the hips, and imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. Lengthen your neck and try and align your shoulders your ears with your shoulders. And imagine the crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling and beyond. And now just relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the back of the head, the temples, the back of the tongue, the neck, the shoulders. Allow your shoulder blades just to drop down as you're lengthening. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly, and then all of your limbs. And bring the mind to the breath and just notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. So one thing that can help when we are feeling a little bit stressed and maybe a little bit panicked is just to regulate our breathing. So we can just imagine breathing in for a count of 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pause, and then exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just pause. And then again, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. And then exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we've only done that a couple of times, and you already notice there's probably a little bit of a shift. So when you regulate the breathing, it calms down the heart, calms down the nervous system. If there are any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with the mind. And then just notice the thoughts that are arising, the stories that may be arising. When people go missing or we haven't heard from them and there's a disaster like on Maui, then of course the mind goes everywhere. But it could be as simple as not having internet or not having transport, being cut off somewhere. But anyway, just hold Pam in your heart and her family. So keep that as a thought. So if any other thoughts, maybe you can just identify them as thinking, ruminating. There's an angry thought. So just allow those thoughts to arise and then just let them go. You can put them on a little white fluffy cloud. You can put them in a helium balloon. Just let it go. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, all your loved ones, your friends, your besties, spouses and children. And then those people who are a little difficult for us, and then there's our strangers, and just be aware that they could actually all change place, these relationships. They're not fixed. And then they're all equal in their wish to be happy and their wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for an enlightened mind. So remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind so we can change that by creating positivity instead. And we purify by applying the 4 opponent powers. And we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we will experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more, so logically it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any delusions, our anger and attachment and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and then think again, I'm sick of this suffering, and then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not asking Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're not looking for a higher power here. We just want to use the methods that are available to us, and it's up to us to do the work. So here we have our beautiful Vajrasattva. So imagine that an image, something similar to this, on the crown of your head. Blissful, radiant, white light. This kind of holy, compassionate, enlightened energy above the crown of your head. With lots of wisdom. And you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful, white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And although born out of mud, this lotus is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential. Born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. And he's this beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right holds a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And in order to develop compassion, this is also part of reliance. We need to rely upon other beings, so the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us. So develop a sense or a wish for them to be free from suffering. Then we have the power of the remedy. And this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification with mantra and visualization. So we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me. Excuse me. Shitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Excuse me. Then be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva again very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, getting others to agree with you, all our inappropriate speech, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa, Sitokaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Didu Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. So including yourself. And next is the purification of our mind. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, you flick on that switch, the light instantly dispels the darkness. So just as the light hits your heart chakra, just imagine all the darkness of the negativity of your mind. So all the attachment and neediness and anger, depression, anxiety, bitterness, resentment, jealousy, grudges, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Didu Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Didu Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Didu Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawakama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, imagine these are totally gone. They're finished, and there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of body, speech, and mind. And imagine that Vajrasattva is sending light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from the mind. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mepi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dina meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satva ahum pe Now feel you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your omniscience, and they mean enlightenment by that word, have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and it's a really crucial step. We make a decision that we're not going to harm with our body and our speech and our mind. So just decide, first of all, rejoice your efforts, progress that you're making, and then just decide what it is you'd like to keep working on. Whether it's something from last night, whether you're keeping a theme for the month or for the week. And, maybe journal it, journal your progress. And then you'll look back over a month and see, wow, okay, so that's changed. You'll be surprised. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. And next, Rinpoche recommends, he would talk about sealing the merits with emptiness. So he would talk about it not being destroyed by anger. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. And place your mind in that place for a little while. In this way, we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And so here again, just dedicate the practice to Susan's relative, Pam, and to their family, and then to all the people on Maui and their families and their relatives, and all the people who've passed, all the pets who've passed, all the animals, the wildlife. So just send them lots of good thoughts, good wishes. And then tomorrow, then first of all, just if you have a teacher, just pray for their long life. Pray for His Holiness's long life, the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche's reincarnation, and for the long life of any of your teachers. So this can be any teacher. It doesn't have to be your Buddhist teacher. You want all your teachers to live long. Okay, everybody. So I think tomorrow morning, given what's happening on Maui, we will do Tara, because she's quite powerful. So Pam, I just want to wish, not Pam, Susan, I want to wish you all the best. And you let us know as soon as you hear anything. I want to know.
Thank you, Venerable Katie.
Okay. Lots of love, everybody. Yeah. And try not to worry too much, huh?
Yeah.